Stitches is in full force right now. They are removing Slammer currently. We finally know the name and the theme for the brand new maze 2024. What's up guys, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to yet another video on the channel. Today we've got something that's been highly requested over the last few weeks. That is another Thorpe Park Fright Nights 2024 construction update. Now, I do apologise that it's been so long since my last update. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened. Basically, I got ill a few weeks ago. Then after I got better, my car broke down. And then I was at Alton Towers this weekend, just gone. So it didn't really leave a lot of time to film any construction updates. However, today I've made the trek up to Thorpe Park because there's been a lot that's happened over the last few weeks. But yeah, without further ado, the sun's decided to come out. It's been raining a little bit on my way up here, but yeah, it's come out now that we've arrived at the park. Hyperion is looking gorgeous today. So yeah, let's go head into the park and check out some Fright Nights construction. Okay, so you now join me outside of Stealth, which is a bit of an odd place to start off with for a Fright Nights update. However, some of you may know this has kind of been a hot spot over the last, about 5 or 6 years now, I think, since about 2018. Of course, because we've had Amity High be featured on the Stealth Plaza. I just thought I'd take a little stroll around here, plainly because there were some markings spotted. Now, these markings are yellow, and if you don't know what these markings are used for, essentially they're basically to map out space for any potential theming pieces or just anything that's going to kind of take up a bit of space on the plaza. And as you see on the screen at the moment, there are these two kind of chevrons that are spray painted into the bottom just behind where the launch is. My initial thought was that this could be for the bus. Of course, if you haven't been to Thorpe Park Fright Nights over the last couple of years, the Amity High section has featured like a school bus and kind of a backdrop to the Flash Mob dance show. The chevrons are quite close together, so I'm not entirely sure whether or not that is specifically the case, but there are definitely chevrons here that weren't there last time I came down here, so that's a really exciting thing. Something will be happening over in Stealth Plaza, and I'd hazard a guess it's probably going to be something to do with Amity High. Whether or not we could see any more different kind of theme in here, that's definitely, up for debate. Like I said, those chevrons look a bit too close together to be a school bus, but I could be wrong. So it's going to be interesting seeing. Oh, got B landed on me there. It's going to be interesting seeing, how it develops over the course of the next month as things start to get built. So yeah, I think that's kind of really all that does it for the Stealth area. We're going to go check out Stitches now, which has had a lot of work done on it, which is really exciting. Okay then, so you now join me outside of Colossus, which is just opposite a very, very busy location at the moment for Fright Nights construction. Now, as you can see behind me, I'll try and point the camera, Stitches is in full force right now. There's a lot of work being done. There's workers in there as we speak. I've seen a few people coming in and out of the marquee itself, but the marquee is up. The entrance portal's up. As for anything changing within the maze this year, I don't know. There's currently some wooden pallets that are sitting outside. Whether or not they were used for a delivery or the delivery is the wooden pallets itself, I'm not entirely sure. But there's a lot happening and it's very, very exciting. I absolutely loved this maze last year. It was definitely my favourite, so I'm really excited to see it return for 2024. You may have also seen the stage is currently being put up over in the dockyard. Now obviously this is something that's used for Oktoberfest as well as Fright Nights. So it's not something that's to do with Fright Nights right now, Colossus behind me. We did have Lucifer's Lair there last year, which is a really cool scare zone, and I really do hope that it returns this year. But now it's time for the main event. Now, I'm not going to be going straight to the Black Mirror Labyrinth building. There's something I want to show you guys quickly before we go over there as a little pit stop. Because we've had some very, very exciting developments that have got me absolutely buzzing. Oddly enough, we're going to be heading to Big Easy Boulevard first because there's something very, very exciting within one of the shop windows of all things. So yeah, let's head to Big Easy Boulevard to check it out. Okay, so I just wanted to interject here because I completely forgot to say it in the video, but the Stitches construction fences actually seem to be stretching right up past Vortex now. I'm not entirely sure whether or not this was happening last year as well, but I thought it was just an interesting little thing that I thought was a bit odd. If any of you guys know in the comments below a little bit more about this, then definitely let me know. But yeah, I thought it was just worth mentioning. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so you now currently join me outside of the Sunset Cinema over in Big Easy Boulevard because, as some of you may know, after they refurbished the area last close season, they of course added a little nod to Pirates 4D, which obviously was something that used to occupy the building that Sunset Cinema occupies now. And yeah, it's kind of this funny little gag where you've got all these different kind of buildings being listed on almost like a letting agency. There's been a bit of a development because we now have the addition of 96 Abbey Lake Warehouse, and you guys can read the description there. It doesn't really describe anything that we don't already know, but some of you may recognise that is actually the Black Mirror Labyrinth facade, or the outside of the entrance to Black Mirror Labyrinth. Now this has obviously been the rumoured site for the brand new maze, but nothing has kind of been confirmed as of yet until this. This is kind of a big development because this is kind of the only building out of all of these that isn't currently occupied with something. So I do think this is something important and definitely something to keep in mind. Okay then, so after a brief pit stop in Big Easy Boulevard, we've now arrived at the main destination, of course being the old Black Mirror Labyrinth building. And Thorpe Park have been very, very busy. Now, of course, a lot of you may know they've been doing a lot of tarmacking and just general excavation behind me, just within the Slammer queue line, because they are removing Slammer currently. You would have seen in the footage I just showed you, they've completely removed the car, if you will, off of the actual ride system itself. It's now sitting just in front of where the old Black Mirror Labyrinth entrance was, so that is being currently taken down, which is a really cool thing to see because that has been there forever. Of course, if the 2024 Scare Maze is going to be held in this building, removing Slammer is going to help so much to open up the area. But that's not all that's been happening. It does seem there's also been quite a bit of work being done within the actual building itself, obviously. Last time I was down here, we saw the wood get delivered to the site, so it's almost basically confirmed that this is where the maze is now, and it's really, really exciting to see. As for anything we can see, other than the Slammer stuff, there's not a lot really to document, you know, with this maze being constructed. But yeah, I'm going to head back to my car now because there's been some really huge developments outside of the park that I wanted to. Okay, so evidently I'm not in my car right now because this week has been absolutely mental. I'd filmed what you've just previously seen last week at the time of the recording at the moment. And yesterday we got some very, very exciting news. Now, some of you may know by the time this video came out, last Friday, which is yesterday for me now, we finally got the full Fright Nights 2024 lineup, and oh my god, this is really, really exciting. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some of the returning stuff, obviously, because now we have the full lineup. We know everything that's coming from last year, obviously, which is really good news. For the Scare Zones and Scare Mazes, we have returning Lucifer's Lair, Creature Campus, Crows of Morecambe Meadow, Survival Games, Stitches, and Trailers, which is an absolutely awesome lineup. Like, these are all fantastic attractions, and I can't wait to experience them again in a few weeks. However, that's not what a lot of you, and including me myself, are very, very excited about with this announcement, because we finally know the name and the theme for the brand new maze for 2024, Deadbeat. Now, this is something that
I think we all kind of saw coming to a certain degree. We knew it was going to kind of be about nightclubs, and I even had a segment at the end of this video that you're watching right now where I kind of theorised about the nightclub stuff. Obviously it's irrelevant now because we obviously know what it is. But yeah, we're finally getting a nightclub themed maze at Thorpe Park, which is really cool. So I've got my laptop in front of me at the moment, and we're just going to kind of rattle off the kind of little description that Thorpe Park have given us here on their website. It says, new for 2024, it's 2 minutes to midnight and the clock is ticking. Will you surrender willingly or dance the night away, embracing what may well be your final night on Earth? But beware, this is no ordinary venue here. The music doesn't soothe the soul, it devours it. Now, this is a really interesting take because initially when I kind of theorised on a lot of the nightclub stuff for this, my mind instantly went to vampires. If any of you guys have ever seen Blade, the Marvel film, that opening scene in the vampire nightclub is absolutely iconic. So that was where my mind kind of went to. But I'm actually a lot happier with the direction they're taking this, with it kind of just being monsters in general. Obviously, you know, you can see in the cover image here, there seems to be a kind of demonic figure that I'm sure will kind of be the finale of the maze, but I'm sure we'll see some other like ghosts and kind of monsters that are within the nightclub as well, which is going to be a really interesting thing to experience. It's a really interesting theme to uphold, because as much as I say like it's been in Blade and stuff, like this kind of monstrous nightclub, it's not really something that's done loads, and I'm really excited to see how Thorpe Park approach bringing it to life, because this could easily be one of the best scare mazes in the country if they get it right, which is obviously the big thing. Also worth noting on that is new for 2024, we have an It 4D experience. Now this is something I'm really happy with. A lot of people don't, you know, share this opinion, but I really do like the Sunset Cinema. I like the addition that it has, and I even more love it when they incorporate Fright Nights within it. And this year we have got an It 4D experience. Now this is probably in conjunction with Warner Brothers. Of course, we had the Ready Player One experience that went into the Sunset Cinema at the beginning of the year, which is Ready Player One is also owned by Warner Brothers, so I'd imagine that these two films were kind of, you know, worked out within the same deal. But this is really interesting. Personally, I preferred when they showed the bloody cuts horror short films within the Sunset Cinema, or what used to be the 4D Angry Birds Cinema back in like 2020. That was a really cool thing, having like the short films in there. This isn't bad at all, and I'm really excited to see how it is, because I'm an absolutely massive fan of the first It film. The second one not so much, but the first one I do really like. So seeing it in the cinemas is going to be really cool, especially if it's a completely tailored 4D experience. It's going to be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. But yeah, so we got that. That's a really cool addition, and you know, it's better than nothing. You know, I'd rather something be in the cinema than nothing at all. So yeah, I'm happy with this as it's. So moving kind of back onto the scare maze side of things now. Obviously we know, and we've known for a little while, that Deadbeat will be featured within the old Black Mirror Labyrinth maze. I just kind of wanted to theorise a little bit on how I think this space could be used, because we haven't seen this be used for a scare attraction since Living Nightmare, which was way back in like 2019, which is really mad to say, by the way. That makes me feel really old. You know, 2019 is a lot more than like a couple of years ago now. That's kind of mad, but yeah, we'll move on from that. Like I said, I think we're definitely going to see a strobe room in here at least once, because it's just synonymous with like nightclubs, so that you got big flashing lights and stuff. But I think that's a fairly safe bet. But this is kind of where I throw it off to you guys. Let me know down in the comments below what you think could feature within the maze, because at this point it's all indoors. We haven't seen any real internal construction yet. So anything goes. Let me know down in the comments what your theories are, what you think we could see in the maze, and yeah, I'd love to read them. I'm going to head up to Thorpe Park Monday to film another construction update, because obviously now that we're post the announcements, it's going to kind of start ramping up now, so definitely expect Fright Nights updates pretty much every week from now on, and definitely make sure to like, subscribe and turn notifications on if you have enjoyed the video, because like I said, I'm going to be posting them a lot more frequently now. We're kind of on the final stretch now, leading up to Fright Nights, which is absolutely awesome, and the hype is just building and building. So without further ado guys, I hope you have an absolutely brilliant rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later.